Hey everyone, and welcome back or welcome to the channel. It feels like delivery day all over again for me. I'm having flashbacks right now because it's almost been a full year to the day that I picked up my WRX Premium here at Subaru of Wakefield. They finally got a TR on inventory. This is brand new. It arrived probably early this morning or over the weekend, and I have to say the wait was most certainly worth it. Now, just to put everything into perspective here, I'm the first one to check this car out because you saw the plastic on the seats, which I will have to remove for this video. Got the Recaros, so nice. And then for the exterior, we have the 19-inch wheels with the Brembos. So in today's video, we're gonna check out what the TR is offering for 2024, why it's worth taking a look at if you are looking at buying a WRX. And I also wanna give my thoughts and opinions on this car because at $42,000, is it worth spending around $6,000 more over a premium or maybe $3,000 more over a limited? Well, in today's video, we're gonna find out. Now, before we get in this video, I wanna give a huge shout and thank you to my good friends here at Subaru of Wakefield for letting me come down here to check out the TR. They texted me this morning saying it has arrived, and they've been so good to me throughout the last 5 years. So this is really special to me, and I'm looking forward to what this TR has to offer. So let's first begin with the exterior of the TR before we check out the interior and all the goodies that's found inside. Up front, not much is different compared to, say, a Limited or a GT. You are going to receive steering responsive LED headlights and LED turn signal indicators for an upscale look. And you also have the LED fog lights as well. Same grille design, same hood scoop, but looks so good. But really, when you make your way over the side profile, that's where this car really stands out in the lineup. You have the 19-inch wheels with the Brembos, and the Brembos really help this car look more sports-oriented and aggressive. And I have to say, the 19-inch wheels match perfectly with the plastic cladding that's along the wheel wells and side profile. This car looks menacing, and I think the Brembos is exactly what this car was missing for 22 and 23. Also, of course, you are going to receive color match side mirror caps with turn signal indicators, and with this being a TR, you will have blind spot detection for added safety. Then as you make your way around to the back, nothing different here at all, aside from the little subtle deckless spoiler that is found on the premium trim and above. Same taillight design and the quad exhaust outlets, but white looks really good with this car and contrasts very well with those red brake calipers. And I have to say, white was my second choice behind solar orange. Taking a quick peek under the hood for the WRX TR, you are going to receive the same 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, producing 271 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. And with the TR, you only receive the 6-speed manual, the way it should be with this sedan. Now, I know a lot of WRX owners, including myself, wish the TR came with a power increase, but we're gonna find out if what Subaru has done to the suspension, the braking, the handling, and cornering makes a huge difference to this car as a daily driver or maybe as a track toy. Hopping inside the TR, it's all about these Recaro seats, which makes a huge difference. Now, I'm going to find out what these seats are like when we take this car out for a test drive, but just my initial impressions here, they give you a lot of bolstering and support. Also, the Ultra Suede trim gives you a lot of grip too. I wish I had these seats on my fall foliage cruise a couple weeks ago, because on those winding back roads, on those mountain roads, this would have been very pleasant, and it would have been a great car to drive on those Western Mass, Southern Vermont, upstate New York roads. I think these seats are actually perfect if you are using this car as your daily driver, more so than your track toy. Now, the driver's side is 8-way power adjustable, whereas the passenger will have to manually find their ideal seating position. I don't think that's too much of an inconvenience at all, with this being solely a driver's car. The rest of the interior is pretty much the exact same across all trims. Now, I know some of you will be pointing out that you will have Ultra Suede trim on the dashboard. You have these panels here that you can put in your WRX, whether it's a base, premium, or limited, and you can get that from Subaru. So if you like what you see here, just go online and order them, and you can probably get them at your local Subaru dealer or just have them delivered to your house. You're also got the Ultra Suede trim on the door panels as well, giving this car more of an upscale but also a sports-oriented feel for the interior. This feels more driver-focused but also more enthusiast-focused at the end of the day. You got the exact same steering wheel here, and then for the gauge cluster, analog gauges with a small information display in the center, Most of us here are all WRX owners, so we know exactly what this display offers, so let's not be redundant or boring here. Now, of course, you are going to have your buttons on the right side of the steering wheel for your lane centering and adaptive cruise control settings, and obviously, EyeSight driver assist technologies do come standard for this trim, but you can turn some of those off, so if you want more of an old school experience, you can do that at your own discretion. Then taking a look at the infotainment system, you have the 11.6-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. Now for 2024, they did make one minor change for the dashboard design. You now have a USB-C outlet as well alongside your USB-A. I definitely like that for sure. Obviously, with the TR, you are going to receive dual zone climate control, much like we see across all trims for 2024. And not too surprising, if you own a premium trim and above, you are going to have heated front seats, which is pretty nice. Then to wrap up the front seating area for the TR, you are going to have your gear shifter here, obviously with it being a 6-speed manual. Now at Subaru of Wakefield, they installed the S-Type short throw shifter for all their WRXs, so I'm looking forward to rolling through the gears with this car in a few minutes. For the center console, you will have some padding here, which is going to be nice when you are resting your leg on a longer drive. Then for the center storage compartment, there is enough room for some smaller items, such as a couple smartphones or smaller gadgets. And also, more importantly with the TR, you don't get a power moonroof. And I have to say, with my premium that doesn't have a power moonroof, I don't miss it at all. Then for passengers in the back, they're going to have a lot of grip and bolstering with these ultra suede trim seats, so they won't be swaying around too much when you are showcasing what the TR has to offer. In regards to legroom, shoulder room, headroom, nothing is different here for this trim compared to, say, a premium without the power moonroof. So I think everyone should be comfortable in this car. But the reason why I am back here is just to point out that just like up front, you are going to receive a USB-A and USB-C outlet. So it will give your passengers some dual functionality in regards to charging up their phones. Now, with the TR, you don't have heated outboard seats. That isn't too much of a surprise. And is that really a disappointment? Not at all. And before we set off, let's check out the rear cargo area for a minute. Same 12.5 cubic feet of room. As you can tell, I have all my camera gear back here because I'm going to take this to a quieter location, get some exterior shots of this car before I call it quits for the day. But you can store a lot back here. Being a WRX owner myself, you can definitely go on some road trips with the family or some good friends. So finally setting off in the Subaru WRX TR, let's see what this trim is made of and if it is worth spending $42,000. Now, keep in mind I do own a premium, so I know this platform very well. I've owned it for over a year. But one thing I noticed immediately, getting the keys to this car and driving around the lot, is that with the steering input, it's a bit more communicative. Now, if you do own a VB, you know that the steering is rather light, it's vague, it leaves a bit more to be desired, mostly in daily driving situations. On a winding back road, maybe even on track, I think you will enjoy a standard WRX for sure with its handling. It's very responsive. That's one thing I will give Subaru. The TR kind of addresses all of that. The steering is most certainly stiffer. You also feel that with the suspension. They stiffen the dampers too. And it just makes this car more pleasant to drive on a daily basis. Now, another thing too that I notice here is that with the 6-speed manual, I feel like it's a bit more notchy than what I have in my WRX. And I don't know if Subaru made any revisions to that. I didn't read that in the press release. But upshifting and downshifting is far more enjoyable and engaging. Now, sadly, Subaru didn't give this car more horsepower, which I would have loved to experience. Because with this engine, if this is going to be your first time taking a look at a VB, you will notice, if you are a seasoned veteran in this market, that this engine can definitely provide a lot more. That Subaru did not tune this engine to its fullest. And that's mostly because of emissions, but you know for a fact that they could push 400 out of this engine, no problem. And you notice that when you are under heavier accelerations. However, going over the bumps and imperfections on this horrible back road here, there is a bit more firmness. You feel the bumps a bit more, but this isn't a suspension that will abuse you when you are commuting to work. There is so much more confidence in the corners here. And less body roll. Now at highway speeds with the 19s, I do notice a lot more road noise for sure. Now, my WRX, I did get Michelin's, so I like Michelin's more. I think they're a higher quality tire. So I don't notice as much road noise on a daily basis, but this, it's a lot more audible. I will say though that with the Recaros, I feel so much more connected to the car overall. Because you're not swaying out of the seats. They hug you, they're supportive, they're comfortable. This truly is what every WRX should have been from the factory. So let's test out these brakes for a minute. What I am going to say here is that there's more feedback with the brake pedal, but there's still a lot of travel here with these brakes. I feel like with a GTI, those brake pads and rotors are a lot stronger than what I have here with the TR. But suspension-wise, this car allows me to really push the WRX to its limits. I feel so much more connected to the chassis and the handling of this car than I do in my premium. And while Subaru didn't make massive revisions here, I mean, obviously they stiffened the suspension and dampers by about 5 to 10%, but it makes just enough of a difference where this is more enjoyable to drive. And some of that can be due to the fact we have the Recaros too, so I'm not swaying around here. But I feel like the TR can give me a lot more than what you have with any other trim for the 2024 WRX. One more time, heading into the corners. So nice, so nice. On the brakes one more time. They're strong, but I have to say, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed with these Brembos. Now, obviously, I have driven a number of cars in this market and also exotics, so I'm used to stronger braking systems. So for a lot of you just hopping into a WRX for the first time and a TR for the first time, you're gonna notice a difference between this and any other trim for 2024, but these are hardly competitive to other sedans and other sports cars that I've experienced in this market and price range. And that is one thing that is kind of disappointing me a bit. But everything else though, the handling, the steering input, I love all of that. This would have been a fantastic car to take out on those winding back roads in Western Mass, Vermont, and upstate New York. All in all, after this quick test drive, I do love what Subaru has done here with the TR. I think the fact that it's only a 1-year model will definitely help out with its resale value. Also make it a bit more enticing and appealing for those who are hardcore enthusiasts. I love the Recaros, love the stiffer suspension. The Brembos are nice, they look great on this car. But this is hardly being anything close to an STI. I think the additions for this trim does make a big difference, a sizable difference. But if you're somebody who owned a VA STI, I don't think that this is going to be a great replacement. Now, as I've talked about before in other videos, because they aged up this generation, this is dailyable, it's comfortable, it's not going to abuse you, it's not too aggressive. As a car that you want to take out on a nice weekend getaway, maybe you want to go to the mountains to just really push this car to its limits, you're going to love it. But it's far from being a track monster. And I do think that at $42,000, it is competitive to a GR Corolla. It's more affordable than a Civic Type R, and also, of course, a Golf R. But I still think that you can have just as much fun in a premium or limited and save $3,000 to $6,000. However, one thing I will say is that if you do live far away from the city and you get to experience some winding back roads every single day, go with the TR. If you're somebody who goes to the track frequently, go with the TR. But as a daily driver, I don't think it makes that big of a difference at all. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick video for the 2024 Subaru WRX TR. Let me know in the comment section below if you think this trim is worth its price. Now, since I own a WRX Premium, I'm used to the brakes, I'm used to everything about that sedan. And I think that for me, I don't think the TR is worth $6,000 more. But for a lot of you who've never owned a WRX before for the VB generation, you might find yourself really loving what this trim has to offer, especially with the Brembo brakes, but also the retuned suspension and dampers. That to me is a game changer as a backroad canyon carver, but as a daily driver, I'm still happy with my Premium. But guys, once again, thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys next time.